Black people are boycotting Asian stores because an Asian store owner recently just off the black kid. And this is the most stupidest thing ever. This is one of the most racist things you can ever do. And it's coming from black people. And I'm very disappointed, right? Because, you guys gone through the most, struggle in racism. So I thought you would be more understanding about, not turning things into racist issues immediately. But, here it is. You see a Chinese guy or just an Asian guy do something bad to a black guy, and you automatically start boycotting and stereotyping and grouping in all the other Asians? What the hell kind of logic is that? We do not associate with the guy. Have you seen a single Asian person, glorifying or saying that guy, he did it, that, he did the right thing, that black kid deserved to have that happen to him? No. Who is supporting him? No one is supporting him. If the Chinese community was supporting that Chinese guy or Asian guy, then I would understand you're boycotting everyone. But literally no one is supporting him. We're all condemning him. Show me one person who's supporting that Asian store owner. What are we doing? Why are you becoming more racist? Why are we fighting racism with racism? This is the most stupidest thing ever, bro. If anything, this is raising racial tensions between blacks and Asians. This is the most stupidest. You're just setting everyone back. This is so stupid. Please do not do this. Okay? I understand that, that black kid did not deserve it to have that happen to him. Alright? And I agree. We all agree on that. Every Chinese person or Asian person, I can, probably agree for them on their behalf. Okay? We all, saying that Asian guy did not, saying he's a bad person. He deserves to go to jail for a long time. We all agree on that. There's no need for you to start boycotting and become racist to other Asian stores because of this one singular incident. Are you stupid? What? If you see, your black friend doing this, genuinely please explain to them and calm them down, because this is not the right way to, combat racism.
Black folks boycotting Asian businesses isn't just about this one Cyrus and Rick Chow incident. Black people have been saying for years that they're tired of being treated like criminals when shopping at Asian businesses, even though FBI reports show that over 80% of anti-Asian crime is done by whites, not blacks. Black folks are tired of being negatively talked about in Asian languages, which I have witnessed as I speak Vietnamese. Black folks are tired of pouring black dollars into Asian businesses without Asian dollars being reciprocated back into black businesses. Black folks are tired of Asian businesses not hiring local black folks or pouring any resources back into the local black communities those Asian shops are in. Choosing to support black-owned businesses over Asian-owned ones isn't discrimination. It's a deliberate choice to invest in their own community. Discrimination would be actively denying people rights, services, or respect based on their race. They're not denying Asian people our rights to do business. They're just exercising their right to choose to do business where they feel respected and safe. The Asian businesses that have made an effort to contribute back to the social fabric of the black communities they're in and form real relationships with the people in those black communities will probably not suffer as much as the ones who have not made black folks feel safe or respected. Ultimately, I would love for folks to discern where they put their dollars based on how they're treated instead of race. But I understand that many black folks are hurting from the current anti-black rhetoric coming from some Asian folks online post the Cyrus and Rick Chow verdict. Those racist Asian folks do not represent all of us.
If you're not Asian or black, stay the fuck out our motherfucking business. Those are our motherfucking siblings. We just into it right now. Let's just be clear. Asian hate will not be tolerated here. They just kind of sort of forgot what our history actually is. African people were brought here for slavery. We know that already. The Chinese came here for the gold rush and to build the railroads. After the abolition of slavery, you know that laws were put in place to discriminate against us. And after the railroad was completed, there were laws set in place to discriminate against the Asians. We know that already. Do you know what the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 is? It was a law that banned Chinese immigrants from coming to America and gaining citizenship for 10 years. But it kept getting renewed and placed under a new name until 1943. And because they could not enforce this law like they wanted to, guess what they did? They hired a border patrol. Just for y'all. And we know that the Chinese that were here were racially discriminated against as well. They were also lynched, tortured, beaten, and killed. They had to set up their own hood or ghetto so that they could be safe and have some solidarity within their own community. I wonder who that sounds like. And there has been a thick history of Asian and black solidarity throughout American history. As much as people don't want to admit it, we fought for civil rights together. We fought for labor rights together. During Martin Luther King's March on Selma, they were adorned with flower leis. Those leis came from an Asian pastor by the name of Abraham Akaka. That was a symbol of solidarity between the black community and the Asian community to show that we were fighting for the same thing and we believed in the same cause, and that was equality for all people that lived here in America. See, those been our motherfucking siblings. You can't tell me that the Asians have not been our siblings, bro. They been had our back. I don't know where the rift came in now, But let me tell y'all something. If you not black or Asian and I see you talking down on my people, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna get hectic. We just need to get back on the right track. Because the spread of misinformation and not knowing history is what's making our communities stray apart. So I am here to educate mainly the blacks and anybody else that wants to listen about what actually happened in history so that our community can continue to flourish. Something did happen that drove a wedge between our communities. I do not believe that it is something that cannot be fixed with time, understanding, accountability, and resolve. Anyways, if you're watching this video, I love you. Mwah.
Because I'm so sorry. Like right now, obviously, like it's a big talk about this murder this Asian man did. He killed a 14-year-old boy, which is horrible. But in response to that, a lot of people are boycotting Asian businesses. And I kind of think that's a little crazy because it's one man's action affecting the whole Asian community. That's low-key a generalization. Also, a lot of these people are boycotting like nail businesses and some. Those people are Vietnamese, not even Chinese, okay? A lot of those people are lower income. They're not the model minority. They're from a third world country. And I'm saying that because I know someone who is literally kind of being affected by this because their family owns a nail tech business. And I just think it's a little crazy that it's so, I guess, fine to say this normalization and be like, boycott all Asian people because of this one Asian person. Like,
Now, first, this is not just about the Rick Chow case. That was pretty much just the straw that broke the camel's back. For decades, Black people have been dealing with disrespect from Asian owned businesses in our communities while they continue to profit from the Black dollar. Now, Black people deciding they want to support Black owned businesses, that's not racism, that's just group economics. And other groups have been doing that for centuries. So, why is it suddenly considered racist when Black people want to spend more money in Black owned businesses? At the end of the day, spending money is a choice, and supporting Black owned businesses is not an attack on anyone else. And I keep hearing, like, how would Black people feel if Asian people boycotted Black businesses? Now, the Asian community has never really supported Black businesses. So you can't really boycott something you've never supported in the first place. Now, if the Black dollar mattered so much to the Asian community, then they should have respected Black people when they had the chance. And this is exactly what we mean when we say fuck around and find out. Y'all just found out. Now, you've spent decades benefiting off of a community while showing such little respect for its people. Don't be shocked now when we decide to take our money somewhere else.
Recently, we had a boycott and it's still going on. Black Americans are boycotting Asian business. But the way we see things, I think the boycott is working. Let us hear some of
I
the
know you was
black
back here,
business
girl.
owner adulating are saying the boycott is working.
Hey y'all, Jada's Beauty Supply is having a really big sale right now. They're having 20% off, 30% off, and even 40% off because she really needs to move this product. So come on down to a Black owned beauty supply. I'm right here at Jada's Beauty Supply in Elmont, New York, okay, on Juneteenth. And it doesn't get any blacker than that. Everything is on sale. Look at the sign. As you can see, that's Jada right up from the camera. But everything... Hi. Everything has to go. This is Black owned. Everybody was talking about they want to support Black owned, that they want to go to a Black owned beauty supply store. Jada was one of 3 Black owned, woman owned beauty supply stores, and they are shutting down. 2 of them are already gone, and she is at the risk of shutting down due to the landlord wanting higher prices for the rent, and it just doesn't make sense with the square footage of the store. So come down and support. And it cannot just be reactionary support only when something bad is happening. It has to be all the time, regularly, so that we can sustain our community. It's important for us to know that we can have Black owned businesses that our community supports. So come on down to Jada's Beauty Supply. I just bought a bunch of stuff and I got a nice little discount because, of course, the sale is going on right now. There's so much. She has wigs. She has everything that any beauty supply store has. There's no difference. The only difference is she's doing it all by herself, been sustaining it for 10 years. It's Black owned. women-owned, and I think that's the best part. So come down to Jada's Beauty Supply. I'm going to put the address right on the screen so you guys can come and support, because I know that y'all want to support.
A lot of Asian Americans are confused as to the reasons why Black Americans are boycotting their businesses. Well, I want to explain the model minority myth with Asian Americans. This started in 1966 from a sociologist named William Peterson, an anti-black racist who didn't like black people, so he used a buffer group, and the buffer group is a group that you can use against one other group. The buffer group in Asian Americans, specifically Japanese Americans. He was praising how they were doing so well, and he put out this op-ed in the New York Times. And that article was one of many in the 60s and 70s where you had Asian Americans and others who wanted to boost up Asian Americans as a buffer group, shitting on Black Americans, saying that Black Americans weren't doing as well as the Asians, and there was a reason why the Asians were somehow better than Black Americans, while not realizing, no, you're only being elevated as a buffer group to go against us. And as you can see, even the AAPI History Museum has pointed out where this myth came from. And even they point out how bullshit it is. And for all the Hispanic Americans out there, this whole model minority myth wasn't just used against Black Americans, but also against Hispanic Americans, as you can see. So understand, the model minority myth in the Asian American community is not just harmful to one group, but it's harmful to every other group out there. And Asian Americans, many of them, have been complicit. They've been complicit because they wanted a comfortable place under whiteness. And the biggest reason why Black Americans feel betrayed by Asian Americans is because it was us who got Asian Americans into this country. 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Immigration and Nationality Act. That allowed Asian Americans to massively immigrate into this country. You see, Asian Americans, let me explain something to you. Doesn't matter if you come from Cambodia, Japan, China, Korea. I mean, either Korea. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you came from India. They didn't want you here. It was us who fought to get you here, and yet when you bring your ass over here, you come talk shit to me? Excuse me, if it were not for my ancestors, if it were not for the blood, sacrifice, the tears, and the suffering of my people, your ass wouldn't even be here.
Come see me. Okay, you know
I said this on my story, and I'm going to say it right here. There are 3 groups within Black society who is going to continue to spend their money with Asians, even though they have come across these apps and showed blatant disrespect. The first one is the young Black female who goes to the beauty supply and the nail shop in her bonnet, slides with long socks, and biker shorts. They are going in there come hell or high water. They don't care about the disrespect, the discrimination, or the racism. Business as usual. Then you got the second group, the Black immigrants. Not all of them, but you know who you are. Those immigrants who feel like they are exempt from the discrimination and racism that Black Americans receive on a daily basis. They feel like they are exempt. And then the third group, who I feel is the most dangerous, and that is the group of Black folk, where as long as it don't show up to their front door, as long as they are not personally affected, as long as it is not somebody that they know or love who was hurt or harmed, they don't give a fuck. All 3 of those groups are going to continue to spend their money. Tell me I'm wrong.
While you're celebrating Juneteenth, make sure you are supporting Black businesses, and not just today, but every day. My family has been in the Black beauty industry for generations. What started as a dream for us, by us, became a legacy for our hair, our scalps, and our confidence for decades. Essacious was built on the understanding that our hair deserves quality, intention, and understanding. Nobody understands our needs like we do. And in a world where so many Black-owned brands get pushed out or bought out, preserving legacy matters. Supporting Black business isn't just about spending money. It's about protecting stories, sustaining communities, and making sure that the next generation has something of quality to inherit. So today and every day, please be intentional about where you shop, because legacy survives through support.
Let me tell you why I fully support boycotting
nail salons, particularly the Asian owned ones. Now, I lived in Mexico for over a year, and coming back to the United States, I didn't want to pay these prices, but I decided to give it a try. I ended up walking out. And no, I did not pay. Yes, the cops called me. No, I didn't answer the phone. But let me tell you, the Asian lady, the owner, told me that I needed to respect my elders, but sided with her employee that was doing my nails, who was not doing a good job, calling me a bitch. She was okay with that. And in that moment, when she decided her employee was in the right and I was in the wrong, I walked out. She was not getting a dime of my service. I meant she was not getting a dime from me for her service. Now, we all know Asian salons have always been a scam, charging an extra $5 on every single finger or each hand for this or that, and tiny things that would never make sense. And slowly, the prices used to be $25 for a full set of acrylic to now $80, not including tip, for the same thing. So if anybody knows of some Black-owned businesses here in Tucson, let me know, because I haven't done shit to my nails. It's so dry out here. They're ugly. Yeah, I'm suffering out here. But I would rather walk around not giving a fuck about my fingers than go to an Asian salon where we are never respected. I probably can count on one hand how many times I was respected and enjoyed the experience and didn't feel like somebody was talking about me, or didn't feel like they added on some extra stuff that they shouldn't have.
Right now, the black community online is talking about how they're going to boycott Asian businesses and how much they don't like Asians.
We never said we didn't like Asians. We said we didn't like the way they treated us while they're in our neighborhoods making money and flourishing off of the black dollar.
Cordell Gooseby, who, in the end of March, was found not guilty by reason of insanity after he murdered an Asian woman and her unborn child.
Cornell Gooseby was proven guilty by reason of insanity because he was actually insane. You must not know how substantial evidence needs to be in order to be proven guilty by insanity. Long story short, the defense hired an expert that proved that he was insane at the time of the shooting. Prosecution ended up hiring their own expert, and that expert came to the same conclusion, that he was insane at the time of the shooting. Was he wrong? Yes. We're not fighting over lesser evils, but if you want to put the information out there, put it out there.
Stop Asian Hate only got attention because of one white criminal attacking a spa.
That one spa that you were talking about was actually a 3-spa killing spree in Atlanta, March 16, 2021, where 8 people were killed in total, but 6 of them were women of Asian descent. Instead of saying the shooter's name, I'll say the victims. Delana Ashley Yuan, Xiao J. Tan, Dao Yao Fang, Paul Andre Michaels, Hugh Jung Grant, Suncha Kim, Soon Chung Park, Young I Yu. Rest in peace.
190,000 cases of black on Asian crime from 2017 to 2021. That is completely ignored.
I did not find that magic 190,000 cases that you were talking about, but let me tell you what I did find. From 1992 to 2014, 75% of anti-Asian hate crimes, the perpetrator was white. During COVID, 90% of anti-Asian hate crimes reported were white perpetrators. 75% of those were physical attacks. 2020, almost 90% of anti-Asian hate news was spread by white perpetrators. Did the black community commit some hate crimes against Asians? Yes. Is it right? No. Nobody's right to impede on or violate somebody else's rights. That should not be allowed. You need to sweep the front porch of your own race and stop worrying about ours. According to the FBI, with reported hate crime cases, guess who's still the #1 most motherfucking hated? You guessed it, us. According to the FBI, guess which race is most reported as the perpetrators against us? Ding, 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 ding. You fucking guessed it.
You can boycott whatever business you'd like, but if you're really burnt up about the Rick Chow case, there's a lot of other shit I can show you.
And really get into how those anti-Asian hate crimes, how 75% of those perpetrators were white males that look exactly like you. Unless you want to keep it cool, because I got plenty more to show you.
So I decided to start a series of Black-owned items, products that you could buy on the TikTok shop. So the first one that I found, I didn't even know this was a Black-owned business until I just looked it up. and it's called Canvas Beauty. It's body glaze. I've been using it for a little bit. A little bit goes a long, long way. You spread it on, you let it sit for 5 minutes, and it smells so good. Then we have her fantasy box. Did not know. Again, I've been using this for a minute. It's like right here. This one is the vitamin C bright body wash. And then her fantasy, this is the pH balance intimate body wash. I've used it halfway already. I love this stuff. And then I just bought the Body Magic. It's like the chlorophyll supplements. I haven't used these yet, but I'm excited. And then of course we have Edom. So I'll link all these below, and then I'll continue to make series for you guys.
The longer the Asian boycott goes on, the more I'm more satisfied that we are deciding to go through with it as a Black community. Because I feel like y'all are making up new slurs every day. Who uses the word niggerism? I've never heard the word niggerism in my life. How are y'all inventing new slurs even more mad at Black people? Mind you, Black people said because of the disrespect, we're not going to shop there, we're going to put the money into us. Then we get attacked to say, hey, how dare you not shop with us? You'll be useless without us. You use the abusive relationship tactics of you won't be able to last a day without us. And you should never go to Black people into doing anything. I'm gonna warn you right now, Black people don't really play that at all. As we're seeing today, a lot of shops are closing because of it. Do I feel bad for you? I can't. I literally can't, because what do you mean by niggerism? Niggerism is crazy. Now, I definitely have to go get my hair from a Black-owned shop. I already got a Black hair supply store, and I got a Black lady who does nails, and she do toes. That coon Benny, who's on here with the glasses, the loser who got kicked off, came back on here. He was talking about, I don't know no Black ladies that do toes. I most certainly know a couple. I definitely know a couple from where I'm at. Why is that man in Black women's business? Because nail techs is women's business. What? Oh, he irritated me with that. The nigga Benny, light bright, he be irritating me on this app. So glad I only get him against my will. I have him blocked. So I don't know. Just you keep the boycott going, because they really tested Black people's gangster, and I'm really tired of people playing in our faces, and we are only constantly seeing our lives continuously being disrespected. Continuously, especially with the dog that was shot in New York over the noise complaint, and the baby that was shot at the Walmart, when whole time the mom didn't even steal nothing. The mom had a receipt, was driving away from y'all, and you still shot her baby. Dead wrong. Yep. Go ahead, leave the money back with us, because
So if you're currently in the East Orange, New Jersey area, there are 2 Black-owned beauty supply stores. I'm sitting outside of one. One is called DNR Beauty Supply. It's at 61 Central Avenue. And then there is another one called Sisterhood Beauty Supply Store, and it is at 337-339 Central Avenue. All right?
Black people are boycotting Asian businesses after one incident, but they're still shopping at white businesses. First off, this isn't one incident. There have been multiple cases of Asian people hate criming and unaliving Black people, specifically Black children. And it's almost always been done by Asian people who own businesses that are catered to or marketed toward the Black community, which is weird, but it's what they do. And yes, I know this comes as a shock to many, but Black people are going to feel more disrespected by a fellow POC group that's really in the same boat as us, treating us poorly. The same thing goes for the Hispanic community, for example. Black people get so hurt by them saying the N-word and being racist toward us because we're supposed to be the ones sticking together, not going against each other. I don't understand why that's a hard concept for y'all to grasp. Also, and there's plenty of Asian people that will tell you this themselves, a lot of Asian people, especially Asian Americans, crave white validation, and that's exactly why they rather beef with the Black community and pick a bone with us rather than the oppressors that we both share. So if we're using that logic, aren't Asian people also doing the same thing? Let's not forget the H Mart drama. Fighting racism with racism isn't the answer. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there aren't racist Black people, especially right now. We have racists in our community just like every other community. But putting those people aside, boycotting has nothing to do with race or racism at all. There's nothing wrong with Black people noticing a pattern and deciding to spend their money within our own community than with Asian people who want our money but not our presence. And I'm saying this as a Black person who recently had to stop shopping at my go-to beauty supply because I was accused of stealing by the Korean owners. I was not stealing. I literally touched my pocket because I thought that I had dropped something, and this dude flew from behind the counter to accuse me of stealing and then started looking real stupid when I said I didn't have anything in my pocket. I do not suddenly hate all Asian people for their actions at all, and I can understand why my community is fed up. I can also understand where some of y'all are coming from, and I'm not going to sit up here and defend blatant racism because I'm not a racist. I don't seem to understand that the reason why most black people are upset right now is because a lot of people from the Asian community are also using this as a time to spew racism and deflect instead of just simply admitting that this person who is a part of their community was in the wrong in this situation. They're making videos saying that we're chimping out over being reasonably upset about a young black boy dying for no reason. Somehow, every single video I've seen of an Asian person or a non-black person talking about all this discourse still won't address the amount of racism coming from Asian people, and is instead trying to pin it all on the black community. Y'all are showing y'all true colors right now, and the lack of accountability is the real issue.
I don't understand how the most educated group of people, Asians, can't figure out why black Americans are trying to boycott their businesses. It's so crazy to me that Asians think black Americans are doing this to get back at us, or that this is a generalization of all Asians that we are all racist like Rick Chow. The boycott is pent up frustration from years of black Americans dealing with Asian owned businesses and constantly getting racially profiled, followed, and the overall lack of respect that they have to deal with, even though they are these businesses' said main customers. Mind you, Asians that own said businesses in predominantly black neighborhoods extract that money and go take it back to their own communities. So black Americans are collectively trying to say, if you're going to come in here and take our money and leave, the very least you can do is treat us like a normal human being and not assume that every black person that walks in the door in a black neighborhood is a criminal. Seems pretty reasonable to me.
And not to sound like a bird on this whole boycotting topic, but I just have a few questions and I feel like a few points need to be made. So I'm going to speak my piece. So the first thing is with me, I'm a wig influencer, right? That is part of my income right now. Not just a wig influencer, but just like us influencers as a whole. Most of that stuff is made in China. So when these companies, these wig companies are hitting us up, are we going to just tell them no? Or are we going to charge more because we're in an active boycott? Then, on top of that, since we're on the topic of hair and hair products, this might be a wild ass take and it might be taking it too far, but black owned beauty supply stores, right? Like, we still have to get our products from overseas. And a lot of them still come from those people. So I'm asking, is the boycott just we not going into beauty supply stores and nail shops and Chinese food stores and stuff like that? Is that just directly? Or are we saying F it all? Because I'm down with either one. I am down with either one. I just need to know what we're doing. Because they think that we can't boycott them. Meanwhile, we're their target audience. We're their market. We'll circle back around to the wig influencing. They're not asking their own people, palm colored people, Hispanics. They're not asking none of these races to promote their wigs. They're not trying to pay none of these other races to promote their wigs. Why? Because black people are their target audience. Don't care. So when they're reaching out to influencers, trying to get their products promoted and sold, they're coming to us. They're coming to us. So if we really down with the get down, because I'm down with the get down, and if we really, come here. Exactly. If we really down with the get down, if you're an influencer, where does this leave us? You know what I'm saying? Like, where does it leave us? Because we could really make some shit shake if we think about it. Come on, let's think. Let's think. If we, you know what I'm saying? Like, where does it leave us? Because we could really make some shit shake if we think about it. Come on, let's think. Let's think.
Anyway, thank you for watching Great Minds Black. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. One love.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.